We talk about a lot of stuff, Dave, but one of the things that we talked about very early on was esports and kind of the expansion of esports. We both have sons that are at that age and that age is a big age, right? It's like an NFL player down to
6 to 46 or something.
down to 6 or 7 years old, that are very focused on the game Fortnite by Epic Games. Recently, Fortnite, recently as in yesterday, came out where you can now put an NFL jersey on your Fortnite character. It runs about $15. You can put any number on there. I would like to see maybe a Warren Moon, your business partner, or Ron Mexico, maybe something like that. Those things coming up soon.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because coming home from Portugal, I asked Miles, my 8-year-old, what he'd like from Portugal. I had this cool rooster pen that he punches, and all he asked was, "Dad, just bring me V-Bucks." I'm like, okay, I'll bring you V-Bucks from Portugal because he wanted the NFL. What a genius deal, though. I don't know if it's a rev share deal or whatever, but talk about data. Think about what data they get on who around the world is interested in what teams and interested in the NFL. So because of the reach that Fortnite has, the data play is extraordinary beyond the revenue share that's probably created. I'm definitely thinking there is no licensing fee involved, but a rev share and then the data play, being able to share in that data to find out what girls and boys around the world, what teams are most interested or interesting to them.
Yeah, I drove my son and a friend of his home from school the other day, and one of them said, "Hey, are you getting some NFL skins on Friday, right?" And the response, "I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about it." And then it became, "Which team do you like?" "I'm getting a Cowboys one." "I was thinking about getting a Packers one." And I didn't realize at that point that my son would get a Cowboys one, but that's what he was thinking. I don't know if it was the uniform or whatever. I thought he was a Rams fan. But, this sort of conversation was being had about the NFL on a Wednesday that I promise you would not have been had a month ago.
Yeah, let alone in Europe. Right, I was at Web Summit in Portugal, and it was the talk of Web Summit. There's people that I had no clue. They were talking about the other football. I was there literally with Ronaldo's agent, who's has the #1 following in the world, more than Selena Gomez.
I saw that.
Yeah,
and we'll get into that a little bit maybe. When I saw that it was Ronaldo, I was like, I guess I'm not shocked, but I thought it would be somebody else maybe.
Yeah, but it was cool being with his agents and them talking about this deal. It was really interesting.
So. $1 billion is Fortnite went across the $1 billion in revenue
for
mark
free game
for a free game, right?
Yeah,
and that has been continuously growing. We're seeing NFL players tweet about it. Nathan Eovaldi from the Red Sox and David Price played a game after one of the World Series games, and that allegedly focused them for the following game. You've also seen some things with carpal tunnel and whether or not it was good that they were playing. But I think the way that pop culture sports has adopted this is really smart for them as well, right? Because we want to say it's a one-way street and Epic Games is going to gain all this information, but going the other direction makes these players that might not have been as marketable to young kids a hell of a lot more marketable now because of their attachment to this.
Yeah, I got on the phone today with one of the trolls on my Instagram about, hey, why are you hating on guys that charge shipping for the books? Right? I said, I'm not. What I'm trying to do is encourage people to provide value and let the value speak for itself. And that's what Epic did with the game, right? They had such confidence in the value of the game. It's not like they're not making money. They're not hiding the fact they're not making money. I don't hide the fact that I don't like to make money. It's first on my mission statement. Make a lot of money to help a lot of people, to have a lot of fun. But when you can provide true value, you don't need to oversell, back-end sell, or manipulate people. And that's what I like most about Fortnite is it's straightforward. It's like, here's the game. If you love it, you can buy additional things, right? Here's Dave Meltzer. If you love him, you can buy additional things. But what I don't like is the back-end selling, where they're double charging you, the renewal rates, all the things. That's not the energy that we want to give it. I think the reason they're so successful is they understand the 120 rule. They provided value, unconditional value. They made the investment up front. And they provided value, and guess what? The universe is bringing it all back in exponential value.
And I think that as parents, we all know our kid could play that for free if they wanted to. They would never have to spend $1. Now, how do you build, and let's not talk about Dave Meltzer, the brand, but let's talk about Fortnite, the brand, right?
Much bigger.
As you start building this additional value and you show there's these other things out there, how calculated do you have to be to make sure that while you're delivering something for free, you also have a business in mind? Because I think while Fortnite is doing it well, Facebook is probably the number one adopter of that of all time, right? Where they gave you something, said we're not charging you for it, and now they're worth,
LinkedIn?
I don't know, more than $1 billion.
Yeah, 100 billion.
A couple $1 billion, right? I don't know what the current value is, but I mean, at some point you have to say, I need a little bit, right?
Yeah, and I think it's okay, right? And it's about providing value at a frequency. And as the frequency elevates itself, it reaches a broader band of people, and people that like it and don't like it. But you nailed the nail on the head, right? You hit the nail on the head when you said, hey, your kid can play for free. They can go in a library, get on the internet, download and play for free, which is wonderful. And all it does is build brand, it builds conversations, it builds exposure. It's the 5 to Thrive system. They stimulate an interest, transition interest, shared a vision, and then they manage and develop the vision so well. Just like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, a variety of other companies that give things for free. But what they should keep their eye on is how you do it and what energy you give it, because sooner or later the truth comes out and you want it to wear well. You can sell somebody something and give it to them free and charge them a horrendous amount in shipping. They'll never order from you again. It doesn't wear well. But you can give something for free, and as they love that, offer them other things for value.